Alright, hi again everybody, we're back. Another Great American Craft Beer with Kyle at the parents' house. I got a special treat. I know it's a Wednesday afternoon. Boy, the weather's great. Today and tomorrow are what you want. Mid-70s for highs, upper 50s. This is just getting almost fall-like. September-esque for the end of August. But here we go, folks. I know people are wanting this. I've had friend Cameron Pritch. I want to thank the big man Cam for getting me this. This is the KBS, folks. Look at this. My goodness, I shouldn't be doing this. People are saying keep the bottle, but I wanted to do it just to do it. It's the 2016 KBS, you might say. Here, of course, we are in August of 18. It's a flavored stout. It says good for everything a flavored stout ought to be. Good for ale brewed with chocolate and coffee aged in oak bourbon barrels. It was brewed and bottled on 12/13/16, and the beer checks in 11.9%. Now, a couple of things. I don't remember this beer being released or being bottled on December, but it could be. I'm not sure. That's what the back of the bottle says. Again, 11.9%. So let's get into it. We've had it. I think I've had that years, but let's get into it. See how the flavors have settled. Cam had it in his cellar. I've had it at my desk at work. Boy, a lot of smoke on that cap. There it is. We all know how great this beer is to me. It's the founder's cap. Boy, the smoke and the hiss. My goodness. Oh my God, the coffee aroma. This is more of a snifter, traditional beer glass. I'll tell you right now, bourbon, chocolate, coffee, my God. Let's get into it. Let's get a pour. Yeah, it's going to taste like the same. The pour is going to look the same. I just want to get a little bit of it out. You know, I watched the review on some of the toppings a lot's enough right now. On some of these, this is switch that around. The pour is going to look the same. The beer, the look and the aroma will probably change a bit, and the taste. But as far as the pour goes, it's going to be just that dark chocolate, just colorful beer. Let's get the smell here. Just big flavors of chocolate, coffee, a little bit of vanilla. Tell you what, the bourbon is heavy. So, and this is what I did with the Weyberg. I haven't actually reviewed one of these. I'll put this up tonight. I've not reviewed one of these, but the bourbon is very, very heavy in this. So yeah, I gotta really get that pour. I want to thank Cameron again on this one. We haven't done a lot of older reviews. I'm gonna try to keep this bottle though. Yeah, definitely keep that bottle. And cheers to Cameron. Cheers to Founders making kick-ass beers. And happy hump day. Here we go. Get a little sip at 11.9 KBS 16. Tell you what. It's very thin, and I don't know if that's because... This is why I like doing these aging beers. I'm getting bourbon, chocolate, but it feels like it's not... It's thinned out. I'm not saying it's bad. I think it's ruined. The thin is in, not as heavy. Meaning the alcohol's still there, meaning that warming now. And I have to say, I know it's been since, what? Probably April since I had 18s. The 18's better. Even with this being aged, the 18 is better. And then again, this is still an A beer. I'm going to rate this at least an A, probably an A+, but the 18 is better. I don't know. One more sip here. It's just thin. I'm not saying, again, not bad, but not what I'm accustomed to with these stouts, but you're definitely getting the bourbon, and really, bourbon and some chocolate. That coffee is almost gone. Yeah, and the coffee's going to fade for 2 years. Chocolate hangs on. I don't know. I feel like it's almost, if you're going to age these, you're going to just get more bourbon. And the base of the beer is going to be lighter. That's what I'm getting. Yeah. I definitely get chocolate and bourbon. I don't get much coffee. I think that's pretty much faded. But you see the head on the beer. It's a good one to have, though. Keep the bottle. I'll let 11.9 to sip. But it's definitely a lot lighter than I remember. The beer just kind of fades. Yeah, I think the beer just fades. I think that's what you're going to have. And the beer will just fade over time. And as time fades away, everybody's saying 11.9%. Yeah, definitely not overly boozy. There's some warming, but it's not overly boozy. Yeah. I'm gonna rate it a B+. I wouldn't normally do that. I can't remember if I had 16, if I checked 16 in. But I feel like this is all bourbon at this point. It's very thin, kind of. And there's a base to it, but it's thinned out so much that to me, it's mainly bourbon, maybe 80% bourbon, a little bit of chocolate, but bourbon, just thin bourbon, like, you know, bourbon that's a light beer almost, with a dark color with this bourbon, and then hints of some minute chocolate. Certainly not getting any coffee, like I said earlier in the review. Not really that vanilla flavor as well when you drink a fresh KBS. Again, this is really cool to age and then keep it. You've already paid for it. It's cool to see how they age. And again, each year's KBS tastes different. So this would not, when you drink the 18, you know, maybe we'll get next year I'll find a 17 and drink that 2 years and maybe keep that vertical. You know, at least try one each couple of years. I got an 18 aging now from this year that I'm going to drink maybe 20. Even next year, at least a year out. So that's cool thing to do. We get a 4-pack of these. So KBS 16. I'm sure I drank it that year. Can't remember what I rated it that season. But yeah, I have to think though, it's really not. It's really too thin and bourbony for me to be considered a great beer. Certainly say it's good, B+, but just not. Yeah, not one that I'm gonna really highly praise. Thanks again, Cameron, Founders Brewing Company, Grand Rapids, Michigan. KBS, hoping to get up there next year with the release with the good boys, Mike Zell, certainly Cameron, Mark Linville, and our friend Rodney. We'll try to hook together for next year's 19 release. But yeah, keep this bottle and keep the cap. And special beer, but for me, it's thinned out, bourbon and thin. So, if anybody else has had the 16 lately, drop me a line. Cheers, folks. See you soon. Bye.